Right, so the next one is the issue, opportunity and challenge in the Sukuk market here. Right, so first issue is Sharia issue. So on the book by Alina, uh, so at the book by Alina and Tawaruk, Sukuk holder only own underlying asset or at the issuance date. So only own underlying asset at the issuance date. Upon sales of the asset, Sukuk holder no longer owns the asset. So instead, they own debt due to the issuer. Payment from Sukuk issuer upon maturity. So again, since this sales-based Sukuk result on debt, so the secondary market trading of this Sukuk face the issue of buy al time, which is a sales of debt. All right. So global Sharia standard restrict the trading of this sukuk. Because money trading must be done in the same amount. So this is the issue. Money trading cannot be done in Islam or in Sharia. Right. So on the contrary, sales of debt at discount is allowed by SACSC Malaysia, which enable the active secondary trading. So in Malaysia, it is possible, but globally, it is not possible. So this is the issue, whether it is possible or not. This is the discussion, right? So next, for Ijara Sukuk, investor view as owner of the asset. Thus, they may freely trade it in secondary market for partnership and wakalah based sukuk to opinion exist. So under musyarakah, mudarabah and wakalah are non-debt instrument. Thus, they are freely available in the secondary market because this ownership, you can sell your ownership at any time, right? So if the investment involve buying a pool of ijara asset, or mixed portfolio, then Sukuk is freely tradable in the market. If the investment is pool of Murabaha, then buy Sukuk and hold it to maturity. So this is another issue. So if it is a mixed portfolio, then it's okay. But if it is a Murabaha, a pool of Murabaha, which is at profit, so we need to wait until the maturity. If it is the ownership that we talk about, so ownership can be transferred, ownership can be sales, but if it is the profit only, you see here, Murabah is a profit only, right? So this need to hold until maturity. This is another one. Okay, so the next one, market liquidity in the instrument. So in the most jurisdiction in the most for mazhab lah, so there is a limited secondary trading of sukuk where most investor hold sukuk till maturity. This is very common. Normally for sukuk investor, they just want to hold until maturity because they don't want to avoid any issue or anything actually. And the reason that it lead to limited secondary trading of sukuk is the insufficient of supply as compared to the demand. Everybody want to buy sukuk, but nobody want to sell sukuk. Normally, people with sukuk will hold until maturity. They don't want to trade it in the secondary. Different with bond. Bond is different, right? This will lead to oversubscription for sukuk, and those investor will buy sukuk will not ready to trade it. They prefer to hold until maturity because again, that is the issue, right? There is the issue. So to hold until maturity is better and it is clear. So in the secondary market, because there are lack of alternative or equivalent sukuk in the market if they liquidate it. So if they want to sell it, less market can cater for it, right? So the next one is sukuk pricing. Sukuk pricing, which is the amount raised from issuer sukuk and cost of issuing sukuk, which is payment made to the investor, determined by the riskiness of the issuer. Okay, this one is reflect to the rating and tenure of the sukuk. Okay, further to that, supply and demand play a vital role in determining the cost of the issuer, which have to pay issuing a sukuk. Right? So we know the concept of economy, demand and supply, right? So that is basic concept of economy, and it also affect to sukuk. In fact, it also affect to bond and everything actually. So liquidity premium may also be incorporated in sukuk issuance to attract institutional investor to buy sukuk, and this premium will increase the cost of sukuk. Right? So, sukuk default, there is a misconception that sukuk are based on Sharia principle, so they are safe from default. Default mean that unable to pay back. Again, the concept of sukuk or bond is basically investment, right? So, the concept of bond, the company sells bond because they want fund to use for their project or business. If the project or business is at fault, default, cannot cater or cannot pay back, so there is a loss. Same goes with sukuk actually. this is the same concept actually. This is not accurate. The current application of Sukuk mean to provide funding to the issuer and pay profit income to the investor. So if there is a profit or income, then investor will get. If no, if the project is not success, then the other way around. So when there is an economic downturn, the business cycle issuer that have difficulty in making required payment eventually fall into default. Right. So even if it is asset backed Sukuk may default. We know and we discussed already from the previous slide, asset back and asset base. Asset back is better, right? Because there is one asset to cover for this. But imagine that if anything happened to the asset, so that asset cannot able to cover for this default. So again, the difference is the resource for the investor, basically. Right. So if we analyze the reason for default, most of the default were non-payment for non-payment. Other condition involved insolvency, winding up, and cross default. Okay, what is cross default? Cross default is provision in the bond indenture or loan agreement that put borrower in default if the borrower default on under obligation. In other words, actually, if you have a loan from others' loan, so you cannot pay that loan, your loan, your sukuk, this one is also affected. Your bond, this one also affected. For instance, cross default cause a loan agreement may say that a personal automatically default on his car loan, also default in his mortgage. In Malaysia, to be clear, we have a CRIS, right? CRIS. So you see, if you are default in one, you did not pay your car, so you are going to get default in all. So you can charge bankruptcy for all actually, even though you pay your house monthly in a good and according to the schedule, but you did not pay your car, so your secret record will be bad as a overall. So this is example of cross default, right? So even if mortgage provide in sukuk deal, different property right in different country may pose a challenge to investor to claim their right. Okay, that's it for sukuk.